Let's take two.
What is up, my kings and queens, and all in between? It is Andrew Velasquez with another episode of Mindful Artist Podcast. Thank you so much for coming back and returning. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you can kindly go to the reviews, give us those stars, those ratings, those thumbs ups. And that song you just heard is called Mi Corazón, written by myself, produced by Aaron McLendon. You could download Mi Corazón wherever you stream your favorite music. And for your one-stop shop place for mindfulness, creativity, spirituality, while being an entrepreneur, I have an amazing special guest, you guys. I can't wait to introduce them to you. If you're watching this on YouTube, you already see her gorgeous, stunning face. But before we do that, I'm gonna give her a proper introduction. Everybody, welcome Tiffany Bartok. Tiffany's directorial debut, Larger Than Life, The Kevyn Aucoin Story, is critically acclaimed feature documentary that focuses on the seminal America makeup artist Kevyn Aucoin. Interviews include Naomi Campbell, Kate Moss, Cher, Tori Amos, Christy Turlington. The film is distributed by the Orchard and enjoyed in excited festival run, including DOC New York City, the Edinburgh International Film Festival, and Full Frame Documentary Festival. Tiffany received her BFA in theater from the University of the Arts in Philadelphia. Following a move to New York City, Tiffany worked consistently as an actress, but soon discovered a talent for makeup artistry. She began to sharpen her skills on celebrities and film crews. Ultimately, the draw of the film world was contagious, and she made the decision to direct and produce original films. Her out-of-the-box producing talents have been the subject of New York Times Art section feature. Tiffany is also the host of Look Behind the Look, a new podcast available now. Welcome, Tiffany Bartok.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yay!
Hi,
How
honey.
are
It's so good to
you?
see
So good
you.
to see you. Gotta give you little hearts
I want to
too.
do that.
Yes, yes, all the hearts. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with our lovely audience. I
Of
call
course.
everybody our crowned community, and I feel a revolution of artistry happening within our industry, and it's our responsibility to share the love and light, right? To
A-
inspire others to
Absolutely.
pursue their passion. So how did it feel to hear a little bit of your bio and like some of your accomplishments? That's just a snippet of what you are capable of too.
Oh, it's how did it feel? Yeah, I know. I don't reflect often on what's been going. It's hard, we have to always have a bio ready with one line,
Yeah,
on those social
yeah.
things.
Hmm.
So it's like, what am I going to be on this platform? What am I
Yeah,
going to do
good
on this
point.
platform? I want them to know me as da da da. And then, if you do anything else other than the thing that you're supposed to be known for, you're
You're
not
doing the most.
really, yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
it's tough to sort of define yourself, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's very humbling. It's very just kind of streamlining your highlights and what you're
Yeah,
most proud of, you know what I mean? But I am
yeah.
very proud of you, and I'm so grateful that I have met you and been able to collaborate and just see you
Oh,
and thrive and be part of your amazing documentary premiere. And I was trying to find the t-shirt. I couldn't find it. I don't know which
oh no!
studio.
You know what? I was too. Yeah. See, because
I should have worn it. I
that's our
wanted
link
to.
forever. That's our link forever.
Hmm.
Justin Teodoro's amazing t-shirts that he made
Stunning.
for the documentary. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I really loved
Yes.
it. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
keep digging. I don't know where it's at.
I know,
Um,
I know. I feel like I had so many and now I don't have any left. And it's like, oh
yeah,
now, but
it's
I
truly
like that it's,
vintage.
yeah, exactly. I love limiteds.
Yes. So can we rewind? Let's go a little bit back in time. I want to, because I feel as artists and just creatives in general, ages 1 through 10 kind of shape and define your aesthetic, what you're attracted to,
Mm,
what you're drawn towards.
interesting.
And I would just want you to share a little bit of, baby Tiffany Bartok
Aw,
and what what inspired her? What were you always
wow.
creative? Did you have any muses, heroines, any mentors that you could reflect
Wow.
on? Yeah, yeah.
Gosh, I haven't thought about that stuff for a while. But I was an only child. So,
Hmm.
and then I was in dance class from the get-go. So always
Yeah.
like the latest hits, Prince, Madonna, Boy
Yes.
George, Wham,
Mm,
all of it, all of it.
the
I always say
best.
1984. I was born in 75. I'm not ashamed to say it, but
Oh,
he
you look fab.
oh, thank you. 84 was the best year musically because it was Tina Turner's best album,
Mm,
Michael
mm.
Jackson's Thriller, Madonna, and there was a Madonna Like a Virgin and Culture Club.
All the legends.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh,
Yeah.
and Wham, Make It Big.
Yeah.
So those were the things on my wall, and Karate Kid. Ralph
Of
Macchio was
course.
it,
Yeah.
and then of course
Uh,
everyone who knows me knows Prince is my like everything.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, so I was just always dancing in the living room and charging admission. So there was a
Of course.
sign.
The entrepreneurial characteristic was born.
The sign said, if you talk, it's 25 cents. If you are
Uh,
quiet, it's a nickel. Because my parents would talk and giggle and stuff, and it would make me very angry. I was like, what's,
like stay
why
focused,
eyes on
people.
me, people? And yeah, and so then everybody would have a little too much to drink, and they'd say, Tiffany, come dance for us. And that was the best because like it was like more than just my parents watching. So I would always have to make up the dances. I didn't want to do the ones that I learned in dance class. I would do my own, which were weird.
Okay,
Weird.
choreo. Avant-garde choreo from the
Like
get-go.
posing and like, like
Yes.
acting it out, like because I was not the best dancer. So it was like, like
You had to
just
fake it to make it. Yeah.
showing myself feeling the music, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
getting my nickels. Um, and then yeah, once dance class was over, then there was like a conflict because I kind of I liked acting more. So I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do all that stuff more. So I would try to like be in the school play and all that good stuff. So
That's so
that was
rad.
definitely me.
Love
I grew
it.
up in
Yeah.
Portland, Oregon.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, you named some iconic legends that have changed
Oh,
the industry in so many ways. And
right.
as you were naming them, I'm thinking like we only have two of those people left, Madonna
I
and
know that's
Boy
true.
George. Yeah, everybody else
Right.
you named is. I have a theory with people like including Kevyn Aucoin that they're here to inspire and shake up the world on a different level and magnitude, but it's
Mhm.
temporary and it's only here to spread like more little lights throughout, our world. But
For
then
sure.
it's taken away to remind you life is short. You got to take advantage of every day and make it count. And yeah, so when you name people like that,
For
I always
sure.
remind myself that every day counts, It's
Yes, that's so true. I often say that like sometimes people are like, "Oh, that person created one thing, like maybe they were a one-hit wonder or something." And then people say like, "But what have they done now?" And I'm like, "Maybe that was their thing. Like maybe that was the one thing that I mean, wasn't it amazing to have that?
yeah,
Didn't, so
yeah.
some people can keep up the have the longevity or the
Mm,
stamina to get through this life.
yeah, yeah. I love
And
that.
some
But yeah, let's fast forward into adolescence, teenage. I know you're dancing and you're inspired by the legends and entertaining the family. And then went into acting, right? And
Yep.
and tell us about that experience. How was it
Well,
being an
acting
actress?
was uh, so when I went to high school, there was really like no place for me. But I was a cheerleader, but I was like the worst cheerleader. I was like super like, I was
But
that
you're so
girl.
cute.
Oh,
I'm
I
I'm
wow.
sure you look great.
I was like side-eyeing everything. I couldn't remember the
Hmm.
steps. I couldn't remember the cheers. I didn't know what was going on in the game. I was just like, I was, you know what I was? I was looking at who was in the audience. Like,
Uh-huh.
oh, did he come? And you know what I mean? And like, what's going on in the bleachers over there? And what?
All the boyfriends.
Yeah.
Hmm. Were you a little fruit fly too? Did you have the gaze like kind of
You know,
attracted towards you?
yeah, totally. Because I was in the drama club and all of
There you go.
this. And so, yes, always having fun and always doing something weird and always cutting class and maybe the bad girl, always in the
Yeah.
back of the class, talking too much and all that good stuff. So I was a lot. I was a lot. And then again, an only child, I remember I would come home I came home from prom without my shoes. My dad was like, I can't even, what
What, the
happened?
barefoot Contessa?
I know. I was like, I don't know. And then I remember one time I came home without the car, and my dad was like, "I'm just gonna ask you in the morning, go to bed. Go to bed right
Wow.
now."
Without the car, I hope it was okay.
I left with the car. You know what? It was a very responsible situation. I think somebody was like, "I'll drive you home." You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So,
The
and I was like,
outcome.
so I think my dad was like, I'm happy she made the right choice, yet, I don't know that I like the decision, the reason that the right
Well,
choice
let's
was
just talk
made.
about it tomorrow. Yeah. Let's
And
revisit this situation.
my mom was just like, when is this over? When's this phase over?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
then,
got to go through our rebellious
oh
stage, you
yes,
know?
I put them through I put them through it for sure. But yeah, that
Yeah.
rebellious stage was very important. It really
Yeah.
was, and it happened super early. So
It gives you a little bit of your individuality, I think, and
I do
makes
too.
you find your characteristics and just your persona, and
I
kind of
know,
shaping
right?
yourself into the world.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My mom, she had a midlife crisis and bought a LeBaron convertible. So that
Oh,
was that was my car, was a convertible, and I would play.
rad.
Do you know the group Black Box?
Yes, yes,
I
yeah. Oh, you a rebel.
Oh
Yes.
my God. And
Full
I would
blast too. Were you wearing like all
full
black?
no, because I was in Portland, so I had grunge. I was grunge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
fashion was grunge, yet the dance class, the pop music, I couldn't let go of the hits.
Sure, sure.
So, you know what
That
I
makes
mean?
sense.
Yeah, so I didn't go into full grunge music, just
Yeah,
enough to be up with the times. I had
yeah.
the
That's
Nirvana
so
and the
rad.
single soundtrack, but
Yeah, the
yeah, yeah.
birth of grunge, the birth of Starbucks, and
Oh, yes.
all the kind of emo era, I think.
Yes, yes,
Love
100%.
that.
A
And then
100%.
were you raised with any kind of like spirituality, and what does that mean for you now? Where are you at with that? Whatever,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you want to share.
Well, so I'll just be honest. So I was raised Lutheran, baptized Lutheran, but yeah, and I went to church and everything, and everything was fine with that. But then really early, I was 21 and I quit drinking, so I went into AA, and then
Nice.
that's my
That's the way to do
touchstone
it
now.
at
Yeah.
21.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing is like, I mean, I'm very open about this stuff, so it's no problem talking about it. But like
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, it's so important in my life, and I I often am asked, do you think you could do it right now? And like, you were only 21 and no, 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 no. And I'm like, I can't do anything in moderation. There is nothing that I did. There's no way I could go back to that at all and just have like one drink and not like try to light the house on fire. So
Yeah. Yeah.
forget it. So yeah, I have a higher power. I'm super into woo woo and psychics and crystals and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. And I just really like believe in something bigger that's doing
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah. Period. You said it
yeah.
best. Yeah, this is why I wanted to create this safe space of
Yeah,
healthy dialogues about spirituality, because I do feel as creatives and artists, that's a big part of us. You have to,
for sure.
that's why I say love is art, art is love, because to me they work hand in hand. I can't see one without the other. And yeah, it's important for us
Yes,
to have some kind of I don't know, perspective larger than life, right?
for
Yeah. Great
sure.
title too, by the way. That was like legendary.
Thanks.
Love it.
Yes. I think it was Linda Wells that said it about him, and I just never
Mm,
forgot it. She was like, he was just larger than life. And we had that in the movie for a long time. And then somebody was
yeah.
like, yeah, let's just make that the
It feels
title.
good. It feels right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So rad. All right, very cool. So thank you for sharing a little bit about your origins and
Oh, of
where you come
course.
from. Appreciate that. I learned something, and I know our audiences as well. So I call this section the how you gonna love somebody else if you can't love yourself first. So Tiffany,
Love
can you
that.
share with us what is your beauty self-care regimen if you have one? Because you're stunning and I want to know all the
Oh,
secrets. And do you take time selfishly for yourself before you have service to others? And yeah, any tips and tricks that you want to share with our lovely audience?
oh my gosh, that is like so much. I I have a really hard time with that stuff. Really hard time. Super like, never feel like good about stuff, but
Appreciate the honesty. That's why we're here to talk about it. I can be your therapist too.
yeah, yes, let's do that. This is much more
How does
fun
that
than an
make you
actual
feel?
much more fun than the actual therapy session for sure. And no invoice, and I don't have to call insurance about it.
Nope, nope.
Um, but I struggle with depression early on, and so in order to quit drinking, I had to sort of really examine that stuff, and a lot of it just came from I don't know that it came from anything. I don't. I think that's one mistake that people really make, is that they have to find a moment. They have to, go back all the time, and they're too scared to go back and like explore, and then they don't visit it, and so they just keep shoving it down. But I think like we can just keep moving while we like look at these behaviors and stuff, and it doesn't need to always like we don't have to excavate absolutely everything to figure out why we might do things. Right. And yes, I did in my experience, I have found that I have to take less people and less energy in, which I used to just always like be running to be there for absolutely everybody. And I felt like such a jerk if I didn't show up to this or show up to that. And like maybe it's since COVID that we all got more forgiving or something, but I feel like all of
Yeah,
us have gotten
that's
a
a good
little bit
point.
more like, I get it if you can't come. Like that's
Yeah.
fine.
Hmm.
And then but that's constantly something I'm self-conscious about, being there for somebody else, because
Yeah.
I never want to be accused of like only thinking of myself. But it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with all that, right? And take
I
all that on.
relate. Yeah, I relate in so many ways. Definitely have have suffered from depression for many years since
Mm.
I said earlier ages 1 through 10 kind of shape you, and I had a beautiful upbringing, but it wasn't until discovering that I was different. So I was raised Catholic as well, super strict, and
Okay.
that I was sinning and that I was
That's a lot.
gonna go
That's
to
a lot.
hell. Yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, and not being aware and reflecting later that I had a mother that also suffered from, early on many, many chronic depressions, but also substance
Mm.
abuse. And then I became the parent. And so I
Oh
relate.
yeah. Hmm.
And I went to therapy at a young, young age and fell in love with it and still go to it whenever I need it. Um, but yeah, I relate in so many ways. And that's why I feel an obligation to share that and have this kind of
Oh,
platform to let everybody know that you're all right. We're all the same. Like we're going through this journey individually, but together, and
yes.
you're not alone. So it's okay to have those, dark times, but give it a little bit of an expiration date and do something for yourself selfishly that is feeding that little innocence, that inner child,
Hmm.
If you're upset, then give that person a hug. Give, 10-year-old Tiffany, go buy her some ice cream, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's why I ask, what you do selfishly for yourself. And I appreciate that you being honest that you're still balancing it and figuring it out like we all are.
Hmm.
And I do feel it's important to, like, for me, like my little skincare makeup time is like
Hmm.
my husband already knows, like, oh, leave Andrew alone.
Yeah.
That's my therapy. Like, let me put on my music, let me put on my little
100%.
light, my little incense, and it's just kind of like my ritual. Do you ever
A
do stuff like
hundred
that too?
percent. Absolutely. I mean, the first thing I go to, I will spend $100 on one lipstick and I will buy Gap pants. I don't understand it's never going to be
The
clothes. It's
Chanel's,
yeah,
the Dior's, the skincares, but then vintage. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I love it.
My mom says that lipstick and coats never cared about what size I was. Like
That's
so
great.
I always like I have like a million coats, a
Yeah.
million coats.
And they never got a style.
Yeah, 100%. And then the lipsticks, they just fix absolutely everything. I will spend a fortune on lipstick. I don't care. And, I luckily married an enabler because, this very lucky for me. And he's just
It's a
like,
great formula. Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, I always buy myself a Mother's Day present. So I bought Kate Moss's perfume and it comes in
Ooh, what'd
I
you
get,
think? Is it
I,
yummy?
I love it because I couldn't get it forever. It wasn't available in America. And then now it is. So you can get it and it's delicious. It's super earthy. I'm more of a
Mm,
fruity person. I like Gucci Bamboo, which is going
mm,
away. They're
classic. Yeah.
discontinuing. Yeah, but
Get it while you can.
I love it. I hoarded it, of course. See, these are the
Hmm.
things. These are the things. I mean, Andrew, my friend Troy and I talk all the time. You,
I love Troy.
oh,
I'm
you
trying to
do?
get him
Yeah.
on here, but I'm
Oh,
our
oh, he
schedules.
he won't even go on my.
He's like,
He's so
girl, no.
shy. He's
Yeah.
so shy.
He's so cute though.
I know he's the best. He's the best. But I tell him all the time that I like only in our community can we all tell each other how many drawers of makeup we have. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not gonna, it doesn't expire in my mind.
Girl, I have a
Not,
closet.
it's
Yeah,
yes,
I have a whole
yes.
closet.
I mean, it's okay. It's and all of us are like okay with it. So
Yeah,
what it's not
it's
gonna
normal.
change. Yeah,
No,
totally
like
normal.
boxes boxes. Yeah.
Love it. And I
I
know
mean,
people when they come over, they're like, why doesn't she just give me some? And I'm like, I'm not gonna give you
I
no.
actually do. I give stuff, especially if I have multiple like
That
things.
if it's multiple, yes.
Yeah. But if it's
100%.
like the one limited
Mm-mm.
edition, no, it's in a
Uh-uh.
special box. That's not going
Yep.
nowhere. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, speaking of cosmetics, like what are your top three like skincare
Oh,
must-haves for, because I know
let
you do makeup as well, for maybe for yourself, top three for yourself, personal use, and then top three for your kit.
I use Augustina um
Mm,
cleansing balm and
okay.
swear by it.
Take notes, guys. You're
Yeah,
hearing it from the pros right now.
I yes, I love it so much. And that's the
Augustina.
cleansing balm and then I use NARS toner or the Kiehl's with the flowers inside.
The sunscreen?
No,
No,
the
the also the
Kiehl's.
toner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then for moisturizer, I use, oh God, I'm a slave to Sunday Riley. I know it's like
Yeah.
controversial.
No, it's yeah.
Do
It's
you
good
like
stuff
it?
though. Yeah, yeah,
Love,
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. And also it's a super good primer. I don't
Yeah.
know the
I
binding
gotta be careful with
ingredients.
the vitamin C stuff though, because I'm a brown man, so
Yeah. And
things
you just
close
went
to
to
the
Mexico,
eyes.
right? You went to Mexico?
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
was
yeah, 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 yeah.
7 days of just amazingness. Yeah.
Wonderful. And then what do
Thank
you
you.
use for sunscreen there?
Today I am using Summer Friday, so close to Sunday, right?
Oh,
But
I
Summer
haven't tried it.
Friday.
I haven't
Yeah,
tried Summer
it's
Friday.
like a beigey kind of yellow tint.
I heard it's great.
Um, yeah, really good stuff. And then well, Shantakai primer because I double, so I got a cocktail, right? And like
Yep, yep,
customize it.
yep.
So the Shantakai primer that also has SPF. And I'm obsessed with Jane Iredale mineral powder plus foundation that also has
That's good.
SPF
Oh, it
and is
does?
waterproof. So that's like the T-zone stuff.
Oh, nice.
And then because I'm in between colors right now and I'm
In
working with
between
Pat
colors.
yeah, because I'm like, the body's darker. So I have to customize it with Pat McGrath's amazing skin fetish
Uh-huh.
foundation. Just like a
Uh-huh.
drop of this like gnarly dark one, but once it's blended, it's like perfection.
Huh.
And then lastly, the Kate Somerville SPF setting spray. So all the layers, all the
The setting
layers.
spray. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I,
have very prone to hyperpigmentation
me
and,
too.
so I
Me
can't.
too. And the only
Yeah.
thing that got rid of it was Sunday Riley.
Yeah.
And it was really crazy. So I was really happy with that stuff. It's just
Yeah.
so damn expensive, but
Yeah.
lots of
Yeah.
sales, lots of sales.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing all the tips and tricks and
Of
beauty
course.
hacks and the selfishness. All right, this next section is the Love is Art, Art is Love section. So, Tiffany, what practices or routines do you have in place to nurture your creativity and spirituality while running your business as an entrepreneur?
There's a lot of Bravo
Mhm.
TV. It's a
Yeah.
requirement. That is my spirituality.
I
That's
was
my
like,
church.
you're cheering yourself on, Bravo,
No.
but no, the TV, yes. Love it. Hey, it's entertaining. It really is.
I mean, it just gets me through. I said to my girlfriend the other day, she's having a film and she made a beautiful film and it's not getting programmed. It's really hard to get things programmed in the film
Yeah.
festivals because there's
Mhm.
just all these politics and stuff. And she's so frustrated. And I said, you need to pick either Love Island or I mean, if it's Vanderpump, it's always Vanderpump for me. You
Yeah.
need to pick one and binge it until this passes, this
Wow.
anxiety passes.
Yeah.
But then I love to, I go to St. Patrick. I'm not even Catholic, but I love to go to St. Patrick's and just sit there. And because I just feel like everybody there, some people are just touring it, but even that they want to tour it and see something so beautiful is kind of cool. And then
Yeah.
like you just see the people praying for things and you're like, we're all looking for something. We all need
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm not alone. I
Yeah.
just feel like really good sitting there.
That's beautiful.
Sometimes I think some of my Catholic friends say maybe it's because you're not Catholic because they carry, as you were talking about before,
Um,
they carry all the Catholic guilt and stuff. So
I
I
still
don't,
have like nostalgia towards it, but yeah,
yeah.
obviously I don't agree that marriage is between just a man and a woman that
No,
have
yeah, yeah,
forever,
yeah, yeah.
all that kind of
That
stuff.
stuff's got to go.
Yeah. Yeah, but I
But
love
just
the sage, the all that stuff.
oh my God, I do all that. And then, I have to call my psychic every once in a while and just touch
Ooh,
grass.
I had
You
my
have a good
spiritual
one?
mentor on this podcast too. Her name is Linda Spellman. She was
I
great.
saw that episode. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, she's so good. Yeah,
yeah.
I have a session with her after this for just my mindfulness. Yeah.
Good, 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 good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Love that.
I
Thank you
mean,
for
that is a
sharing.
real skill. That's
Yeah.
a
We all have
real
it
talent.
too. We all have, I mean, it's a little
Yeah,
bit of it. It's just like
I
if
think
my husband
so.
has it big time, but he's super scared of it. Uh,
Mm,
but yeah, it's intuition, right? It's just
for sure.
your inner voice and listening, and you can empower it and strengthen it as well.
You really
Very
can.
cool. Can you share any tips or advice for aspiring entrepreneurs looking to incorporate more creativity or spirituality into their work?
Oh, that's really, yeah, that's tough. I mean, I have a son, he drives me crazy, he's so busy and
What's his name?
everything.
How old is he?
Jackson, he's 15. And
You
like,
girl, bless
I,
you. The 15-year
he's,
old. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, he's
yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
cute.
He's just figuring everything out and like talks. Luckily, he has access to his emotions, but like he talks about everything. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, have you ever considered having a diary? Have you ever
Yeah.
considered just
Yeah.
writing it down? But it's lucky that it's not the other way and he's keeping everything
Yeah,
inside. You
that's
know what I
true.
mean?
That's true.
But so finding time for yourself, is really tough. And so you really have to not feel like anybody's watching you. Like, I just take a nap. Like, nobody can see me.
Period.
You
Period.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just
Stillness is a thing.
put
Yes.
on headspace. I'm like, nobody's gonna know. This is like, I'm just gonna pretend I'm in a meeting with myself, and this is where the creativity lies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And something I have to remember to do is to stop distracting myself. Like I'm always walking with a podcast. I always want to hear a story. I'm always going diving deeper after a true crime. You know what I mean? I'm always like searching for more. And sometimes I forget that you have to disconnect
Hmm.
and in order to be inspired. And then you have to go to the movies.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
go to the
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love my 5Ks in the morning. Yeah, and I have like the house music, the bumping,
Yes.
but then towards the end, I have this spot with this amazing swing chair overseeing this beautiful lake,
Oh.
and I just sit in lotus and just like
Mm.
listen to nothing and just close the eyes and at least 2 minutes and love that. It just kind of brings
Yes.
me back into balance. Yeah.
At first, you might even dread it and you might feel bad. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people cannot turn it off because they just feel guilty for being with themselves.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good point. No, but it's necessary. It is valid. You have to do that daily, at least for a
For
minute,
sure.
just for you, for nobody else. So then
Check
you can,
in.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you for sharing that. So cool. So you're so accomplished. I definitely want to talk about larger than life and how that experience was for you, if you want to share.
Oh, sure.
Um, but you're actress, makeup artistry, director, produce like so many things. how do you measure success in both your
Oh
creative
my
and
God.
entrepreneurial pursuits now? And do they overlap anywhere? Like, what does success mean for you now? You know?
Oh, that is a really good question. It sucks because in order in order to do so many of these things, you have to beg to do it. So like, in trying to get your other film projects made, you just have to beg and it sucks so bad. You know what I mean? So you really got to know that you have to acknowledge all of the people that like every time I think I just want to quit and like just be a mom and forget everything and just stop and just coast. Like I think of like something will show up. Like I'll sit at something and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you made that movie." Oh my God, that like somebody said to me the other night, that changed the way my relationship with my adopted son, the larger than life.
Mm.
And I was like, that's God talking because
Yeah.
I have been
Yeah.
so blue and like you forget movie came out a long time ago, and like that somebody can still pull that out and can say that and share that God speaks through other people.
Yeah.
And like I just really needed to hear that. And
Yeah.
so you'll get one of those little hits and those little bumps. So that's success, right? It's
Yeah.
like that success is affecting even one other person. Even one other
Hmm.
person. If one person listens to your podcast, if one person is I go to when we make films, sometimes you go to film festivals and there's literally you and like a little old lady sitting there watching your movie. But she
Oh,
sits through the whole thing, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then she talks to you afterwards, and that's what that was for, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then there's other screenings where it's a packed house. So
Yeah.
you can't,
The journey.
yeah, you cannot, it's always going to, every day is going to be totally different, you know?
Hmm.
But it sucks when like you have this momentum and this, what's next, what's next, what's next, and everything's hitting it, and then like all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, am I still here? What's,
Yeah.
what's
But
happening? Am I
that's it.
disappearing?
That's what that is. That is
Yeah.
literally the experience of the human life. Like
Yes.
that that is it. Yeah, we're constantly on the search and on the hunt. But really that's the search, the hunt is to just live and just experience day by
Yes.
day. And yeah, the point of my philosophy is to share love and light and color to everyone, right? And using this platform for that. And that's part of larger than life as well. Like, and the fact that it's
Hmm.
living and it's forever. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Forever.
That's beautiful. Like
I
that's
remember one of Kevin's friends, Eric, Eric Sakis, he said, he said, film is forever. And it just gave me chills. It gave me chills because he
true.
was talking about how he was like, do I look okay? Like, do I need any powder? Do I look good? And then he just casually said it like, film is forever, Tiffany, film is forever. And I was like, in my head,
Hmm.
it was so loud when I heard it. And I was like, wow, this is like this is really major.
Yeah.
Like it applies to the whole process. It's
Yeah. And
cool.
so even though that it was done so long ago, it is a
Mhm.
legacy now. And where we're at with technology and online media
Yeah.
innovation, how that can even be a viral movement in
Yeah.
any capacity. Like the opportunities are endless. So
Yeah.
we have days where we're a little lost. Like think about that. Think about that, like, accomplishment, because that's huge. Can you walk us through a brief synopsis of how that experience was for you? Like
Oh my
where did it
God, it
come
was
from? Like
so hard and so amazing. We were um
beautifully done, by the way. Like,
thank
bravo. I was
you. Thank you
so
so
proud of you.
much.
Yes,
Thank
yes, yes.
you.
It's
Yeah,
so I'm proud
I
of you.
just was a Kevin fan my whole life, as many of us are. And then we had what are we gonna do next? What are we gonna do next? And I said, oh my gosh, I made a reference to Kevin and my intern at the time. Now she's a grown woman with a baby and everything. And she was like, "Who's Kevin?" And I was like, "Oh, girl." And we got the books
Mm,
down and we looked at them and I told her all about Kevin and there was nothing online about him.
mm,
So I was like, "Oh my God, like these and all of these." covers are wrong and everything was mislabeled. There was only one forum called the Fashion Spot. And it
Hmm.
was like a archaic website that people would, tag credits to. And it depended on fashion students. And luckily there was that, but that was it. And
Wow.
so quickly and so rapidly, everything just started to appear online after the movie. Anyway, so I just started going one by one, interviewing people, and it was like Hansel and Gretel. This person led to that person, led to that person, led to that person. We funded it all ourselves, and then we met the family.
Yeah.
And Troy Surratt and Eric Sakis and Jeremy Atunes, and we just Carla Aucoin and Samantha Atkinson, we all just sort of came together for the good of Kevyn and
Yeah.
made the movie.
Oh,
Yeah, it
bravo.
was
Yeah.
really hard.
How long did everything take?
We started in 2014 and it came out in 2018. But it
Yeah.
premiered at the end of 2017, but it came available to everybody in
Yeah.
2018.
So 4 years,
4 years.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of like the magic number. That's how long it took me for my book and the palette
Okay.
and all that. But yeah,
4 years.
yeah. 1 year to write, 1 year to edit, 1 year to shoot, and then the year to like press and
Yeah.
publish and all that. Um, Bravo. I'm so proud of you. My husband is
Thanks.
adopted and he loved it as well.
Oh,
And
thanks,
it
Andrew.
meant a lot for, for him to see that story. And yeah, he's a hero. He will always be my
Yeah.
hero. I remember waiting in line at the Grove, Barnes and Nobles, forever with my copy of Making Faces for him to sign. I still have it. And he wrote Andrew Be Brave, and he gave me his PO box and said, "Send me your portfolio so I can,
Did you do it?
critique your." Girl, my goal every day at work was
Yeah.
to like perfect it so I can send it. And then he passed. And so
That's
I
a
know,
lesson right there, right?
big time. And yeah,
Wow.
so if you ever have someone, audience, viewers, telling you to share your work now, just do it. Just get it in because there's
100%. And
never going to be a perfect time.
I said that the whole time we were making the movie too, because there was like, always something that was like, there would be like a person that was like, well, let's get a document together to and then we'll go to Cher with that document. And it's like, girl,
Mm,
some people, they don't want the document. The document's
mm,
never going to be ready. It's never going to
right.
be perfect. And they're going to say, and they're just, people just pass, admin
Too
people just
much.
pass around all this stuff. You know what I mean? They just want busy work and like, just do
Just do it.
whatever you
Yeah.
think you should. Yes, do it.
uh, I love that.
You'll
Um,
never be ready.
no, just take
Hmm.
advantage of that. I'm getting chills talking to you, like in a good way, like
Good.
like
Yes, I love
goosebumpies.
talking to
Yeah,
you.
I know. I'm shocked we never have. Like, that's crazy. We got to do it again.
Yes.
Um,
Every
so
week.
please. All right. So this next segment.
The library is open! Because reading is what? Fundamental! There you have it, darling.
Is called The Library is Open. And this is a spotlight, not to share shade, to share light for our guests to let us know what their favorite book is, maybe that they've read in the past or they're currently reading. So, Tiffany, what is your favorite book and your top 3
Oh
reasons why?
my God. My favorite book is Valley of the Dolls, for sure. That's the
Yeah,
first one
I
that
knew you
comes to
would pick
my
a good
mind.
one. And
Valley of the Dolls.
why?
Yes. Oh God, it's just so juicy and crazy and retro. And the movie's not good, but
You
the
love the drama.
book is fabulous and it's a guilty pleasure and amazing. And if you are addicted to anything, it's just a treat, because you can live through these ladies. And then I also love She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb. I love that one for sentimental reasons. Just I remember just being wowed by that book when I was younger and loved it so much and cried and cried and cried. But the best fashion book that I read recently
Yeah.
was Andre Leon Talley's. And
Ooh.
I was kind of dreading it. I thought it would just be like, I thought I knew what I was going to get. You know what I mean? Like just sass and, like
All the
really,
good stuff.
yeah. And but it was so powerful. And if you get it on
Cool.
audio and you have him read it,
Yeah.
it's so heartbreaking.
Is it his voice?
It's his voice.
Oh,
It's his whole story. It's so good. And you don't have to know I thought I would be like in the dark on some things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what those references are. He explains everything beautifully. And it's
amazing.
really like relatable. Really.
Okay, very cool. So you heard it here from Tiffany Bartok, Valley of the Dolls for the drama.
Yeah.
She's come undone for the emotions.
Yeah.
And Andre Leon tallies for the inspiration. I love it.
Yes.
Very cool. I could talk to you forever.
Me too, Andrew.
There's one more segment of this Mindful Artist podcast, and it's called Wrapping Up Mindful Artist Rapid Cues. Wherever you are, intuitively answer. Don't think about it too hard, Tiffany. Question number 1. Are you ready?
I am.
Who is your hero and why?
My hero is my dad. Yeah. I love my mom
What's Dad's
too.
name?
Jerry.
Shout out to Jerry.
Yes. And my mom is great too. I don't know how
What's
they did
Mama's
it.
name?
Lynn.
Lynn. Shout out
Yeah.
to Lynn.
I was just with my dad. So I was just with him in Milwaukee where he's from, and we were with family, and you know, he's just really patient and very, very forgiving and
Yeah.
understanding and super smart. So
Where you got your grace from. Love that. Dad Jerry and Mom Lynn. Thank you. Question number 2 for Tiffany. What is your favorite music album of all time and why?
Purple Rain for
Dang,
sure.
quick. I love it.
Or Sign of the Times. One
Yeah,
of the two.
both good. Both good.
And my friend David Russell and I laugh all the time because my favorite Madonna album is American Life.
Wait, it was ahead of its time. It was so good. Yeah, no, I'm here for it. You can say all the albums.
Why don't they put it out on vinyl? I keep looking.
Is
Come
it
on,
not
Madonna.
available? I didn't know that.
No,
Oh,
I want it.
now I'm going to be on the mission for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a Madonna podcast as well because I
Yeah,
talk about her so much.
As you
But
should.
the 1.6 million people closing out Celebration Tour, 40 years of her career. I was just like, only she can do that. Like
Only she can.
Yeah,
Yes, it was
incredible.
unforgettable.
Yeah, yeah, love it. All right, Tiffany, question number 3, final question for wrapping up Mindful Artist Rapid Cues. What is your favorite quote?
If you can make someone smile, just one person smile, that is to have truly succeeded. The reason that I had that, I think it's Ralph Waldo Emerson who said it, but the reason I had it at the ready was because when we were talking before about success, I remember that was my high school quote. And when I read that quote in high school, I was like, oh man, that's really cool. Because if you could just make one person smile, that's to know you've truly succeeded. I remember like being little and looking out in the audience. And if you saw one person having a good time, you were like, I'm just going to dance for her. I'm just going to dance for him, you know? And that's how I kind of like was imprinted to live my life, I guess.
That's so dope. I love that.
You always
Thank
want
you
it
for
to be
sharing that.
everybody, but
Yeah.
it's just
You said it
one.
was Ralph?
Waldo Emerson, I think.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I
Got it.
think. Ralph Waldo
I'll look.
Emerson. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Very cool. You're so fun and such a delight.
This is a
and I wanna
great way to
talk you
start the
forever.
day.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Where can we follow you? Where can we watch Larger Than Life? And what do you want to plug and announce? And tell us about the podcast too.
Oh, sure. So you can watch. Well, I'm at Tiffany Bartok everywhere, and then the way to watch the film is to go to Kevyn Aucoin Film and on IG, and the link in the bio will take you to all the different regions and ways to watch it. There's a link tree. And then my podcast is Look Behind the Look, and that's the handle for everything.
Love it. I was making notes because I'm going to put all this in the description. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, Tiffany Bartok. I love talking to you.
I love talking to you too, honey.
Can't wait to check out your podcast too. Look
Thank
Behind the Look.
you.
So make sure you guys check that out. Give us those hearts, give us those thumbs ups, give us those
Yes.
reviews, share this with somebody that you love, that you know this episode might resonate with them, and more likely we'll be able to come out in other people's algorithms, and that's how we grow. So I
Yes.
appreciate you taking the time. That song you're about to hear is called Mi Corazón, written by myself, produced by Aaron McLendon. You could download Mi Corazón wherever you stream your favorite music. Till the next time, you guys, share much love, light, and color to everybody. Make an impact in somebody's life. And thank you, Tiffany, for being here. Thank you, viewers and listeners. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.